Sadnam. So one of the sutras for this time that we're in is understand through compassion or misunderstand the times. And if you truly work this sutra, you can clear up a lot of relationship troubles. So the mind and the ego cannot understand compassion. To the mind and the ego, it's just a word with a bunch of mental concepts attached to it. So trying to understand compassion using your mind and your ego is like trying to understand water by hovering above it in a helicopter and looking down. Well, it's blue and it has waves, right? In order to understand water, you have to dive in to truly experience water. So the same with compassion. To truly understand compassion, we have to dive here. We have to dive into our hearts. One of our biggest spiritual lessons that we're learning during this time is that we are all connected as humans. We all are one. And the heart recognizes this as a timeless truth. The heart truly understands this. You know, an example is when you listen to someone who's speaking from their heart, you feel included. When you listen to somebody who's speaking from their mind and their ego, it's like they're monologuing. It doesn't matter if you're in front of them or not. You know, the mind and the ego is just about keeping us separate from one another. A friend of mine told me this story a couple years back, and she was on the bus with her nephew, and he was about 4 years old at the time, and it's in the city. And you know what people are like on the bus, right? No eye contact and prickly energy. And it's, you know, you watch people walk down the aisle and it's like the parade of grumpy people just walking by you, you know, and with one goal only. I want to get to my destination with as few human interactions as possible. So they're watching the parade of grumpy people go by, and she looks down at him and he's got this face and he's like this, right? 4 years old. And she said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I've got my angry face on." So he was learning this is how you behave in a public place. This is where it all begins, right there in our childhood with our conditioning. But there is a truth to that. We do wear masks. You know, all of us wear masks. And if you look beyond the mask that people wear, you'll see, you know, people are really trying. They're really doing their best with their level of consciousness. You know, and for the teachers of Kundalini Yoga that are watching this, or practitioners of even, you know, other paths, you have tools. Can you imagine what it would be like if you didn't have those tools? I can't imagine what life would be like without my daily yoga and meditation practice. So in order to see beyond the masks that people wear, we don't see with these two eyes. We see with our hearts, and that means to feel people. That's the meaning of compassion. But in order to do that, we need to feel our own pain. That's why it's so challenging to live from the heart. Pain of the human condition. It's not been easy to be a human here. We feel so separate from one another. We feel so afraid of each other. We feel so alone. You know, we feel so disconnected from God. There's a deep loneliness. And this is the healing that has to take place in our hearts. That's what's going on right now. So one thing that you can do that Yogi Bhajan gave is called the quick heart opener. You can just do this a couple times. And so just relax your hands on your knees. And what you're going to do is you're going to inhale as you whistle in, like so you pucker your lips, and inhale, whistle in, and then exhale out la. So it's inhale, whistle in, and then exhale la. So just do this with me. and try it out. Are you ready? La. 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 So when you're out in the world next time, make eye contact with people. Recognize them. Smile. Doesn't cost you a dime to smile at someone. And it can change someone's day. It can change someone's life. Because at an unconscious level, they're going to remember. They're going to remember their identity. They're going to remember, yes, I'm a spiritual being having human experiences. There'll be a sigh of relief inside them, even though they may not know what's going on. And then later that day, they may be divinely guided to go to a yoga and meditation class or some other spiritual practice. Or they may be guided to ask you a question as well. So this is how we do it. This is how we bring heaven down to earth, is we light people up one person at a time. And then this whole consciousness on the planet starts to shift and change. But it starts with you. So, hope that helps people. And Sat Nam, enjoy the journey.